Hey guys, the Wheelspin Report here, coming at you with another video. I apologize for my lengthy hiatus, as I have been busy with college and many other things. I am delighted to be back, and I have a handful of videos coming your way. But before we begin, hit that like and subscribe button and the bell icon, which truly helps the channel. With that being said, let's get into today's video. Female prodigies in male-dominated sports in the United States are truly rare. There's been a long-standing barrier that lies in the way of females making their way into male sports, in particular football and others. Luckily, there are dozens of professional and amateur female sports leagues in the United States. In motorsports, there is no female league. Racing, after all, is for all walks of life, male or female, black or white, and many more. However, females breaking into its male-dominated sporting body in NASCAR has been rare. Most NASCAR historians can count the number of female drivers in NASCAR history on one hand. However, now and then, a female driver hits big and lights NASCAR media on fire. Most fans remember Danica Patrick, a failed female NASCAR prodigy who was sadly rushed onto the big stage far too early, causing a premature end to her career. However, in the past few years, a new female prodigy who stands above them has been making moves: Hailie Deegan. We all know how Hailie Deegan got to where she is today. Hard work, dedication, and a selfless attitude propelled her to one of the top 3 NASCAR series. However, during this past offseason, many have speculated and pondered about a viable career path for her. As you may know, she was recently announced to join Thorsport to drive the number 13 truck in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. She has been lingering in the trucks for 2 years now, amassing some rather unimpressive results but breaking records and gender barriers along the way with a few top 10 results. In the NASCAR media, she has been making headline after headline. Still, long leaving fans divided on the course of her career, fearing another Danica Patrick-esque rush to the Cup Series, raising the question of the best course of action for her. Is the Truck Series a good place for her further development? What will she do to progress and elevate herself to the next level? What is next for her? The answer is by no means simple and subject to an intense argument by many NASCAR fans. One essential facet that many fans, experts, and analysts have left out time and time again when discussing Hailie Deegan or any other female driver is pressure, particularly from the media and fan base themselves. Female drivers are huge marketing products for the sport. They easily garner the most attention and tons of hype and anticipation for how their careers will play out. This can even be seen during the races. I watched most of the truck races this past season on Fox, and I cannot count how many times they mentioned her during the race on both hands. Time and time again, the camera centered on her car or her face after the race, no matter the result. Good result, bound to be an article the next day. Bad race, the same thing. The importance of this phenomenon of hyperfocus is widespread. When Bubba Wallace, one of the sport's few black drivers, debuted in the NASCAR big leagues, there was a constant focus on his results as he was the first black driver to win a NASCAR race since 1963. When he moved up to the Cup level, that hyperfocus and hype persisted. Fans constantly bashed his poor results at times as he was responsible for writing his own history book in the NASCAR records. And to say the least, he has coped with the pressure very well and weathered the worst the fans have given him. The same can be said for other barrier demolishers, especially a certain woman in the college football world named Sarah Fuller. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many remember how much it changed the sporting world, especially college football. Schools struggled to field entire teams as opt-outs riddled the rosters. One school that was hit particularly hard was Vanderbilt. Just about every college football fan knows how much Vanderbilt sucks at football. They were missing a place kicker for their 2020 season, so they dug deep into the school's athletic body and named Fuller as one of the team's kickers. As soon as that happened, ESPN and other sporting outlets pounced on the story, anticipating a massive barrier-breaking event if she impacted the game. She would make some kicks for the team, including an extra point, becoming the first woman to ever score in a Power 5 college football game. But what I remember most about her is the bashing social media gave her after she made it just a squib kick, a designed short-distance kick to allow for the fielding of a return. People constantly mentioned how bad it looked. All eyes were suddenly on Vanderbilt, a team never making the headlines.
What the hell are you talking about?
I can tell you exactly why this matters. It clearly defines the pressure these athletes face. Unrealistic expectations and hype for them to perform on that of veterans right out of the gate. This is the same situation faced by Hailie Deegan. If I were in her shoes, I'd crap myself. The media writing a 3-page article about me finishing 14th, I could tell you, if she were a dude, nobody would give a rat's ass. I see at times with Deegan that this pressure sometimes gets to her. That happens to every NASCAR driver, and I certainly understand. But how well she deals with it separates her from the rest. Her coping with hardship throughout her tenure in the Truck Series has made her an even more talented driver and is undoubtedly one of her biggest strengths. Her mentality and demeanor needs to be twice as strong as her competitors, and that has undoubtedly been a driving factor for her success during her career so far. Leaving out these critical details when criticizing what she does or the results she gets should be more professional sometimes. Still, criticism is what athletes, especially in NASCAR, should expect to face when competing at the highest level. But she has repeatedly risen to the top when many drivers would fall apart and be relegated to the history books. One of Deegan's most significant talking points during this year's silly season was her destination for 2023. We know now that she is moving to Motorsports to drive the 13, which I believe has many advantages and disadvantages. Compared to her time at DGR, it seemed at times there was no mentor or teacher for her, leaving the other drivers to do the teaching on the track. Her move to Motorsports this year will certainly give her a much-needed mentor. Their lineup is filled with veterans such as Matt Crafton and Ben Rhodes, two championship-winning drivers in the Truck Series. But one downside to her move to Thor is their switching to the Ford camp. Looking back on the past, we will see that teams that initially make an abrupt change to a different manufacturer struggle, so hopefully this down year does not happen for them. However, I believe the Craftsman Truck Series is a destitute place for driver development. The series lacks an extensive list of regulars. One week, Jade Buford will be driving a truck, and then the next week, Ross Chastain will just fill the seat. This lack of regular veterans leaves a void in need for policing that the two upper series have. Drivers constantly get away with outrageous and outright bonehead moves that would not fly in Cup or Xfinity. A lot of drivers just do not race with any type of respect. Lastly, the driving style that the Truck Series promotes is flawed. The races are very short and fit with stages, and long green flag runs just never happen. On top of that, the Truck Series package is practically the same as the old Cup Series 550 package, so racing begins very intensely and the field gets spread out. This short format that the Truck Series has promotes a very aggressive racing style and does not teach patience and calculation, which must be had in Cup and Xfinity. Mentioning that has led me to believe that Deegan must get to Xfinity as soon as possible. She made her one-off Xfinity debut last year in Las Vegas, finishing an impressive 13th. Xfinity is far better for driver development than trucks. There is a wide variety of regulars and veterans, such as Justin Allgaier, Ryan Sieg, Cole Custer, Daniel Hemrick, Josh Berry, and Brandon Jones. Plenty of drivers to police dumbassery and tomfoolery. That being said, I hope that Deegan can make the jump to Xfinity ASAP. If she were to take any ride, I would hope it would be the 98 car replacing Riley Herbst. Any fan has seen that Herbst is just not it. Extremely inconsistent at times, has never really shown any flashes. If she could take that ride soon, expect her to perform well in Xfinity. For that time being, let's hope she can land some one-off part-time rides. Hailie Deegan is truly a one-of-a-kind rising star in NASCAR, and we can all hope she makes the best of the opportunities given to her. Before we begin to speculate on what's next or start a hype train, we must first see how her season with Motorsport goes. Let's hope she can get good results. Deegan is a recipe for success in NASCAR, and the presence of a female superstar like herself is very good for the sport overall. Well guys, this has been another Wheelspin Report video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and the bell icon, as it helps me a ton. I hope to have more videos out for you guys soon, but until then, catch you next time.